All right, ready to dive deep into astrological compatibility.
Always.
Today, we're going way beyond just sun signs. We're getting granular, using a real-life friendship as our guide.
Sounds fun.
It is. Our source material is this blog post called,
Astrology Diaries.
Yes, Astrology Diaries. Why me and you are besties, cosmically speaking.
Catchy.
From a blog called CERN. This blogger analyzes her friendship through astrology, looking at moon signs, rising signs, the whole shebang.
So by the end of this, listeners will
have a whole new perspective on their own friendships. Guaranteed.
I love how she starts with the sun sign dynamic. She's an Aries. Her best friend Mew is a Virgo. On paper, all opposites, right?
Oh, yeah. Aries, impulsive, loves to take charge.
Yeah.
Virgo, all about planning and organization.
Right. Totally different approaches.
I can already see the clashes. Imagine them trying to plan a vacation together.
No, I know. The Aries is booking flights on a whim. The Virgo's making color-coded spreadsheets.
Exactly. But here's the thing. The blogger describes them as, quote, peanut butter and jelly.
Ah, opposites attract. But like on purpose.
Yeah. She says the Virgo brings balance, helps her think things through.
And the Aries helps the Virgo loosen up, be more spontaneous.
So it's like they complete each other, in a way.
It's a classic dynamic.
Yeah.
Too much of the same energy can get stale.
Makes sense. Is this common with Aries and Virgo, this whole opposite thing?
Well, what's fascinating is that they're actually considered sister signs, ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so even though they express themselves differently, they connect on an intellectual level.
So there's understanding underneath, even if it looks different on the surface. Okay, they've got this sun sign dynamic, but then she dives deeper into their moon signs.
Which is key.
Can you remind us what moon signs are all about?
Sun sign is your core identity, how you present to the world. Moon sign is your inner emotional world, how you process feelings, what makes you feel safe.
So more private, less obvious. Okay, what are the moon signs and how does that play into the friendship?
Blogger is a Libra moon, all about harmony, balance, doesn't like conflict. Mew is a Scorpio moon, very intense, deeply feeling, almost psychic.
Wow, so different. Does the Libra moon just get steamrolled by all that Scorpio intensity?
Actually, no. The blogger says Mew helps her navigate complex emotions, honestly and with insight, something Libra, wanting to keep things light, might struggle with.
Interesting.
And the blogger, with her Libra moon, probably lightens the mood when things get too intense for the Scorpio, creating a balance.
So they each provide what the other lacks emotionally. Okay, I'm seeing how this goes way beyond our sun signs compatible.
Yeah.
It's nuanced. What's next in their astro breakdown?
Venus and Mars signs, which tell us a lot about their friendship love languages.
Friendship love languages?
Oh yeah, just like romantic ones. It's how we like to give and receive love, but in friendships.
Never thought of it that way. Okay, so what are theirs?
The blogger is a Taurus Venus, loves classic expressions of affection. Brunch, gifts, deep talks, comfort and consistency.
Taurus Venus, that's me all over.
Right. Now contrast that with Mew, who's a Leo Venus.
Oh, Leo. So less brunch, more grand gestures.
Exactly. Big dramatic expressions of affection. Think like writing poetry or showing up with a bouquet.
Wow. So different styles. Does that even work?
The blogger says it does. They both show up for each other genuinely, even if it looks different. It's about appreciating those different ways of expressing love.
So cool. Makes you think about how you show up for your friends, right? Okay, what about their Mars signs? What does that tell us?
Mars is drive, action, assertiveness. Blogger's a Scorpio Mars, focused, intense, doesn't give up easily.
Like when she said, if I care about something, I'm in it to win it.
Exactly. Total Scorpio Mars. Now, Mew is a Leo Mars, bold, courageous, takes the lead.
Whoa, two strong Mars signs.
But again, expressed differently. Scorpio is more strategic, behind the scenes. Leo is up front, leading the charge.
So they both have that drive, but approach it from different angles.
And the blogger says, together, they're unstoppable, bringing different kinds of firepower to the table.
I love that.
Welcome back. Ready for more astro sleuthing?
Absolutely. Let's focus on the blogger's birth chart specifically. Even more clues to uncover, right?
Exactly. Remember, she's an Aries Sun, Libra Moon.
Taurus Venus, Scorpio Mars.
Pisces Mercury, and Leo rising.
Right.
Quite the combination.
It's like she's got all the elements covered. Fire, air, earth, water. Where do we even start with all that?
Well, let's stick with her Aries Sun for now. That core identity. Action-oriented, independent.
A little competitive, even.
Definitely. Probably the one initiating plans, jumping into new experiences, not afraid to speak her mind.
And that Aries energy can be contagious.
Totally. It might be what initially drew Mu to her. Virgo can get stuck overthinking, so that Aries spark probably helped her step out of her comfort zone.
Makes sense. Okay, so fiery Aries sun, but then there's that Libra moon. Inner emotional world, right? What's that like?
Libra moon is all about balance, harmony, fairness, thrives on connection, and hates conflict.
So even though she's bold on the outside, she needs emotional peace in her relationships. Interesting.
It's like there's an inner diplomat, smoothing things over, even when her Aries side wants to charge ahead.
Okay, I'm seeing how these seemingly opposite energies make her more well-rounded. What about her Venus and Mars signs? Those friendship love languages were fascinating.
Yes. Her Taurus Venus explains her love for those tangible expressions of affection. Probably remembers birthdays, bakes you cookies when you're down, loves those long, cozy chats.
Total best friend material. But how does that work with Mu's more dramatic Leo Venus?
Well, sometimes different styles create a good balance. Blogger gets the grounding gestures from Taurus Venus. Mu adds excitement with her Leo Venus.
But couldn't there be misunderstandings? Like the blogger expects a heartfelt card and Mu throws a surprise party with 100 people.
Oh, totally. It's all about communication and recognizing those different ways of showing love. And that brings us to Mars. The blogger's Scorpio Mars is intense, focused, that go big or go home mentality.
Remember how she said, if I care, I'm in it to win it.
Yep, Scorpio Mars. Now, mix that with Mu's more expressive Leo Mars.
Oh, wow. Two strong Mars signs. That could be explosive.
They're both fixed signs, meaning determined and persistent, but in different ways. Scorpio Mars is strategic, intuitive. Leo Mars is bolder, more direct.
Shared drive to succeed, but approaching it from different angles. I can see how that's powerful in a supportive friendship.
Now, communication styles. Mercury signs. The blogger's Pisces Mercury is intuitive, almost psychic, very sensitive to what's not said.
And remember how she talked about overanalyzing texts, looking for deeper meanings.
Classic Pisces Mercury. But how does that work with Mu's Leo Mercury, which is more straightforward and expressive?
Interesting. Could lead to some interesting conversations.
Definitely. Bloggers reading between the lines, Mu saying exactly what she means.
I can see the blogger's Pisces Mercury getting a little lost in translation, especially with Mu's Leo Mercury being dramatic.
It might take effort, but those differences can also make their conversations more dynamic. Pisces Mercury brings depth, Leo Mercury brings clarity, and a bit of flair.
So it's not just about compatibility, it's about what those differences bring to the table. Okay, last one, her Leo rising. What does that mean again?
The mask you present to the world. First impressions. How you approach new situations.
So with Leo rising, she probably seems confident, warm, maybe even theatrical.
Exactly. Leo risings love attention, have natural charisma. They're often seen as leaders. Sunny, optimistic.
But she described Mu as the one who captivates people. Doesn't she have star quality too, with the Leo rising?
Oh, absolutely. But remember, it's all about the interplay of energies. Leo rising might make her the life of the party, but her Libra moon and Pisces Mercury add layers of sensitivity, wanting deeper connection.
So it's not just about one sign being dominant, it's the whole picture that creates a unique individual.
And that's what's so cool about astrological compatibility. It's not about finding someone exactly like you, but someone whose energies complement and challenge your own, creating something dynamic.
Okay, I'm seeing the bigger picture. We've gone deep into her individual placements, but how does this tie back to her friendship with Mu specifically? What are the big takeaways here? So we've spent this whole deep dive exploring this one friendship through astrology, and wow, it's really making me rethink my own friendships.
It's fascinating how these astrological insights can help us understand ourselves and our relationships better.
Totally. But I'm still processing everything. Can we zoom out a bit and talk about the key takeaways? Like, what can we actually do with this information?
Of course. I think one of the biggest takeaways is that astrological compatibility isn't about finding someone exactly like you. Sometimes those differences, those seemingly incompatible placements, are what make things exciting.
Right. Like with the blogger and Mu, Aries sun and Virgo sun, total opposites, but they make it work.
Exactly. It's about recognizing we all have strengths and weaknesses and finding people who complement our own. Blogger's Aries sun brings spontaneity. Mu's Virgo sun brings stability. Together, they're balanced.
So it's less about finding your astrological twin and more about finding someone who helps you grow.
Exactly. And this applies to all relationships, not just friendships. Romantic, family, even work. Understanding the astrological dynamics can be so insightful.
So another takeaway, something practical for everyone.
Understanding your own astrological blueprint. The more you know your sun, moon, Venus, Mars, all of it, the better you understand your needs in relationships.
It's like having a user manual for yourself.
Exactly. And once you have that, you can see how it interacts with other people's manuals.
Okay, let's say my moon sign is Cancer, so I'm sensitive, need emotional security. How would that help me with my friends?
Well, if you have a friend with a more detached moon sign, like Aquarius, you'll realize they express affection differently. Maybe not as outwardly emotional, but it doesn't mean they don't care.
Oh, that makes so much sense. I have a friend who's an Aquarius moon, and I always wonder if she even likes me because she isn't as gushy as I am.
And now you're realizing that's just her way. Understanding these differences can prevent so much heartache and miscommunication. You can appreciate your friends for who they are, not who you want them to be.
So powerful. Okay, so we know our placements. We know our needs. What else can we take away from this?
Remember, astrology is a tool, not a rule book. It's about awareness, not limitations. Two signs might not be traditionally compatible, but they can still have a great relationship.
It's all about how individuals work with their energies. Maybe an Aries-Virgo friendship takes more effort, but the rewards could be amazing.
Absolutely. It's about free will. We choose how to respond to the energies around us. We can choose to learn from differences, create fulfilling connections.
So how can listeners start applying this?
Self-discovery. Look up your birth chart or talk to an astrologer. Once you understand your placements, see how they play out in your relationships.
And don't be afraid to chat with your friends about astrology. It can be fun and deepen your bond.
Totally. Ask them about their sun, moon, Venus signs. Share your insights. You'll be amazed by what you discover.
Well, this has given us a lot to think about. Astrological compatibility is a fascinating journey. I'm excited to keep exploring.
Me too. It's about embracing the complexity of connections, using these insights to create relationships that are truly out of this world.
And that's a wrap on this deep dive. Until next time, keep diving deep, keep those stars aligned, and keep those conversations flowing.